Tired of microaggressions chipping away at your confidence? Learn to recognize those hidden barbs and turn the tables with grace and strength. Watch now and discover the secrets we Black women can use to shut down negativity and rise above the noise. Welcome to Being Unbothered, a resource for Black women who are tired of dealing with racism and discrimination and instead are living their lives unapologetically. Today, we're digging into microaggressions, those subtle or not so subtle jabs, comments, and assumptions that chip away at our magic as Black women. Get ready because we're going to unpack this, learn to recognize it, and most importantly, learn to rise above it. Microaggressions are like tiny termites in the foundation of our confidence. They might seem small, but their impact is undeniable. They can be verbal, like the backhanded compliment about our hair, or nonverbal, like the way someone avoids making eye contact. They can even be environmental, like the lack of diversity in leadership positions. Microaggressions come in all flavors. There are micro-invalidations, which dismiss our experiences and our identities. There are micro-insults, which are subtle digs that make us feel inferior. And then there are micro-assaults, which are blatant forms of discrimination that can be downright scary. An example of a micro-invalidation could be something like, "Wow, you don't look Black." A micro-insult might start off with something like, "You people always." And a micro-assault could involve having security follow you around a store and demand to know what someone like you needs in here. Did you know that 74% of Black women reported experiencing microaggression-related distress during a 6-month period? And in another study, 96% of Black women reported experiencing perceived racial microaggressions a few times a year. These experiences have been statistically linked to increased depressive symptoms, which highlights the widespread nature of microaggressions and their potential to negatively impact our mental health. And it has been reported that 83% of Black women have experienced disrespect due to their race, while 80% have been ignored or denied service in a store for the same reason. These statistics reveal how often microaggressions occur in daily interactions and their harmful effects on the accessibility of services and opportunities. These seemingly small things can have a big impact. They can lead to stress, anxiety, and depression. But here's the thing, we're not powerless. We can recognize these microaggressions for what they are, and we can choose how we respond. I have a real life example from, I'm going to call her Ashley, a Black entrepreneur who knows all too well the sting of microaggressions. This is her experience. Being called exotic in a business meeting, being mistaken for the janitor in my own building, it used to make me shrink, doubt myself, and then I realized their words don't define me. My power lies in my resilience, my voice, and my community. Okay, so now let's get to those tools. Tool number 1, learn to recognize microaggressions. Pay attention to your gut. If something feels off, dismissive, or disrespectful, it probably is. Examine the intent versus impact of the message. Even if someone's intention wasn't malicious, the impact of their words or actions can still be harmful. Consider the context. Microaggressions often occur within larger systems of oppression and discrimination. Understanding this context can help you identify subtle forms of bias. Tool number 2, develop healthy responses so you're prepared in the moment. If you're down to go the education route, you can briefly explain why it's a microaggression and provide context. So for example, I actually found that comment offensive because, and then go on to briefly explain why it's a microaggression and provide your context. Or you can assert your boundaries. So saying something like, "I'm not going to tolerate that kind of language," or "do not make assumptions about me based on my race, gender, etc." Or you could simply try to disengage with a comment like, "I'm not interested in engaging in this conversation." Lastly, if you may feel more comfortable simply redirecting, so you could go with something like, "Let's get back to the topic at hand." Okay, so tool number 3, we should always be ready to advocate for ourselves, and a good way to start is by documenting the incident. Note the date, time, location, and details of what happened. Write down the microaggression itself, including the exact words that were used. Describe your emotional and physical reactions. This documentation can be valuable if you decide to take further action, such as filing a complaint or seeking help from a supervisor or human resources. Next, report the incident. Depending on the situation, you may be able to report the microaggression to a supervisor, human resources representative, or another authority figure. This can help to raise awareness of the issue and hold the individual accountable for their actions. Some workplaces or organizations may have specific protocols for reporting microaggressions, so find out what procedures are in place. Additionally, seek support and resources. Talk to a trusted friend, family member, therapist, or counselor about what happened. This can help you to process your emotions and develop coping mechanisms. Many organizations offer support and resources for victims of microaggressions, such as workshops, training sessions, and online communities. Connecting with others who have shared similar experiences can be empowering and validating. Dealing with microaggressions can be exhausting, but we can build our inner peace and self-worth through self-care, healthy coping mechanisms, and connecting with our community. Consider the following. Don't discount the importance of self-care, so prioritize activities that nourish your mind, body, and soul. So consider tapping into mindfulness and meditation. Try practicing mindfulness exercises like deep breathing or guided meditation to calm your mind and reduce stress. And don't be afraid of expressing yourself creatively. You don't have to be a professional artist to express your emotions and experiences through journaling or writing, painting, dancing, singing, or any other creative outlet that resonates with you. Even if your masterpiece isn't museum ready, the act of creativity can be incredibly helpful for managing stress. And as I mentioned before, consider connecting with your community for additional support. So reach out and connect with other Black women who have faced similar challenges through online communities, support groups, or social gatherings. And a general final thought is that we can also be agents of change. We can speak out against microaggressions, educate others, and create inclusive environments. So things like activism. Consider getting involved in organizations and initiatives promoting racial equity, or by educating others. So sharing your experiences and helping others understand the impact of microaggressions. Please be sure to share this video with anyone who may be struggling with microaggressions, and hit that subscribe button for more empowering content. And let me know in the comments if any of this resonated with you. Let's keep the conversation going. Together we can silence the haters and amplify our voices. And remember to try to stay unbothered.